Every week at Business at Breakfast, one of the members gets the opportunity to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. The member can use the time to seek assistance or advice from the group as a collective. The time is theirs to use however they would like. Today we have the wonderful Dr. Chris Willems. So Dr. Chris is from Queensland, Australia. So he's up level with me, and he helps people become confident and credible on screen and based off his elevator pitch, so you don't look like a complete not a dick. And I've seen some of his YouTube videos. I have to say, he has a way of showing you how we actually do it and then what it actually needs to look like as well. So it's a lot of fun. Dr. Chris speaks to business groups every week in the areas of presenting on stage, presenting on film, and making videos. And he is easily found on LinkedIn Yep. On LinkedIn. All right, Dr. Chris, you've got up to 8 minutes. The less you speak, the more questions we will ask. Go for it.
Okay, thanks very much, Ms. D. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Dr. Chris Willems, ArtsMedia Consultants. As a presenter coach, I help business owners, CEOs, and other professionals who loathe presenting get to love it so they can confidently and authentically present and represent their businesses online. Fundamentally, I help them not feel like they come across as complete dicks on Zoom and video. In terms of the history of the program that I offer, it's my 40-year professional background in the creative industries and television, particularly as a mime artist for 25 of those years, informs the content of my trademark CCC Mastery Program, which has been road tested with many hundreds of professionals over the past 25 years or so, through my work as a communication consultant and coach across the corporate sector. And what I'd like to do now is to actually share a brief video, and I just want to share screen, making sure we've got things ticked that need to be ticked, and off we go. Hang on, there we go.
Do you feel like you come across as a complete dick on Zoom and other video conferencing platforms? I know I do, but you don't have to, because this quick, intensive online microcourse will help you. It's called How to Not Come Across as a Complete Dick on Zoom and other video conferencing platforms. So the short, intensive online microcourse will transform how you come across in any video conferencing context. So contact me and never come across like a complete dick on video again. Unless, of course, you want to.
Unless, of course, you want to, which I do from time to time. That short video is full of mistakes, deliberately full of mistakes, but they're very common mistakes that people make when they're creating videos and or appearing on Zoom. So if anybody's got any questions, please feel free to ask them.
I'm going to go with this. Oh, yeah, go, Donna.
Yes, Donna.
Yeah, sometimes I do want to come across like a dick on a video. Because sometimes like yesterday, I was in a really mood about some of the media things, and I just like to go out there and just say what I think. Yep. But I obviously need to be a bit more professional at times. So how do you balance that trying to be yourself, who is like me, who is very like out there, and being professional so that I can get more of an expert profile rather than there's somebody who has strange points of view?
Well, you're kind of doing it in any case. Where you've disappeared. Hang on, I've lost you. There you are. But some tips about using video. For instance, you're doing it on your phone at the moment. Would that be right? So it's vertical, and what you need to do is do it.
Yeah, I do everything on my phone.
Yeah, no, do landscape, because then crop it if you need to, and also things like headroom. You've got too much headroom. I know you're trying to show what's in the background, but just little things like that. But in terms of your personality coming across, that's absolutely fine. It's great. Does that answer your question?
I noticed something that you did in the video, but actually I'm noticing Donna do it because I do it. This.
Oh, right, yeah.
When you've got the camera set up, and so I've learned. I have like I have marks on my arms where I'm just leaning in, all the time to more fill up space rather than be back here. Back when we first got on Zoom, all cameras, everybody had laptops, and the cameras were right down the bottom. I don't know if anyone noticed this, but if someone went to type, you could see it was like spiders right in front of them when they were typing. But what was worse was for women, you get these boob shots, but here's how you'd really get them. There was one girl once who she was Debbie Barker, you'd remember her. She was a dance therapist. And one day she did the speaker spot. She said, I'll get you all up to dance. Kid you not, must have been 28 sets of boobs all across the screen and about 3 guys in. And I've gone, this is no good. There's nothing we can do here now. That's what we've got.
Actually,
So those little things that
that's a good point. That's a good point, because all our cameras on these devices are wide-angle lenses, and a feature of a wide-angle lens is the closer you move to it, just cartoons everything. It makes everything massive. So one of the pictures in that video is me going like that. So yeah, just little tips like that. Joanne, sorry, you're on mute at the moment.
Just on that note, which devices have the wide-angle lenses? That wasn't my question, but when you say
well, anything on a computer and a phone tend to have wide-angle lenses, because it keeps everything in focus. A wide-angle lens will keep everything in focus way back, whereas a narrow lens it's called a shallow depth of field. You go out of focus if you move back a little bit.
okay.
So that's why they tend to be wide-angle lenses. I just assume that's the reason, but it's general purpose. It's a useful thing to have a wide-angle lens because it keeps everything in focus.
Okay.
What was the question?
That was the question was, and I think you already addressed a couple of them in your answer to the first question. What's the most common mistake you find when you're helping people?
Most common mistake on Zoom is headroom. It's really, really common. And one of the examples I use is Boris Johnson and his cabinet when they did a Zoom, and it was on the front page of The Guardian. And it's a fantastic example of what not to do. And they have media advisors who tell them what to do. But in the bottom corner, one of the pictures is the media headquarters, and there's no one there. I reckon they're all down the pub because some there's headroom problems, there's lighting problems. And in fact, Misty, just to pick up on yours, you need more light on your face, especially if you open up the blind behind you, because the camera gets confused about how much light there is and it closes it down to cope with the light behind you. So have more light in front of you. Yeah. So sorry, Joan, does that answer your question?
Yeah,
that's the most common one.
Yeah.
Headroom and lighting. Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. Sandy, you got your hand up?
I do. So Chris, this year I've really got to replace my camera. I'm on a desktop.
Yeah.
Do you have a good suggestion on cameras that I should look for?
Oh, look, there are so many cameras that are good. I mean, well, I actually use the camera that's built into my Apple device, my Apple, what's it called, computer, a MacBook Pro, because it's a really good camera for that kind of thing. But if I'm out, well, all the videos I do on YouTube and my micro masterclasses are all shot on an Apple smartphone because the cameras are really good. In fact, the guy who directed Sam Mendes, who directed Skyfall in 1917, he says these cameras are very, very good. So everyone can make a film, but not everyone can tell a story, and that's the difference. It's using your camera to tell a story, not just shoot a video. And that story can be a quick update. I call it the shoot, butte, distribute model, where you just grab your phone, do it, whack it up on YouTube or whatever. As distinct from the traditional 3-phase model with pre-production, production, and post-production. But a quick update, it's fine to use. The cameras in these devices are really, really good. So you can do a pretty good video without having to spend a lot of money on a camera. Don't spend $20,000 on a camera. You don't need to.
No, I'll give you a hot tip in regards to phones and cameras. Well, one is Apple has the worst camera ever, but I mean, I only have Apple, so pretty much anything else is more amazing, but and yet these ones are still really good. But Noah has a Motorola phone, so he's 12, 13, right? And we just bought him a $250 phone from Big W. I have to say his camera is spectacular for filming, right? Noah's Jax, I don't know what brand Jax is, but Jax is really great for zooming in. Like he's had a couple of ticks. We've taken them out and he's zoomed in and you can literally see everything on it. On an Apple phone, you can't see it. It's just a
No,
small-
one of the problems with these devices is they're not very good for zooming in and out.
Yeah.
But for general purpose kind of, this kind of chatty stuff, absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, but I was gonna say the Motorola, Noah's Motorola one, while you're filming, you can pause and then restart. So you don't have to cut and do a lot of editing. So he's been making these videos where he's in his room doing something, go, oh no, I've tripped over it. I'm dropping my phone. And so he goes like this, right? With his phone, and you can't see him, you can only see whatever his phone is showing, right? Like this, and he goes like this, then he presses pause, and then he runs over to the other side of the room, puts the phone down, turns it back on again, and he never has cut footage in the middle. So when you watch it, it's already cut. And I've gone, I don't know, it might be worth changing brands and get a $250 phone if you want to do video, because it's really cool. Never seen another phone that does it.
Yeah, no, that's called in-camera editing. It's it's great. Yeah.
It's very cool. Cheapest phone on the planet, and it does in-camera. That's so cool. Lucia, you got your hand up?
Lucia.
I've got a question, Chris. Mine is more about the reflection of the lighting. Like, I've got lights in front of me. I've got 3 of them, but you can see them. And when I'm looking at other people, I mean, it annoys me. I'm assuming it annoys people who are watching me on screen. So when I'm doing Zooms or trainings with my team or customers, I can see this reflection of the ring lights that I've got in front of me. Have you got a tip around that would work for me?
Yes, I do. Traditionally, well, best practice in terms of lighting for video is 45 degrees up and out. So 45 degrees above you and out either side. Key light, fill light, and ideally a backlight to separate you from the background. But if you have like ring lights and stuff at eye level, that's going to reflect in your glasses. Whereas, I mean, they're not 45 degrees, but they're pretty close.
Okay.
So yeah, try that. Just, a bit more height. Yeah.
Excellent. Carolyn.
Carolyn.
A great presentation, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got a similar question, but I get reflection from the laptop if I've got white on the screen. As you can see now, it's reflecting. The light is nowhere near, and it's just reflecting in my glasses. It's just so annoying.
Well, what I suggest is just tilt your computer screen down towards you a bit, so you can still see it clearly. But that just might no, it's not working. Well, there's so much for that advice. No, have you got a really big screen?
No, it's not particularly big.
Okay, all right. It might.
Glasses.
It might be that I'm just looking at how much light have you got on your phone?
If I take them off, I can't see a thing.
No, tilt them. Tilt them. Tilt them out of the way. Because I run into that same trouble and have to tilt my head to try and get it out.
But then you have too much headroom. You might need to have a bit of a play with that, Carolyn. Just try stuff out. And I'm sorry I can't solve it for you instantly, but I'd probably need to be there to work it out. But yeah.
No problem.
Just play with it.
Okay.
All right, we've got 2 more questions. I've got 3 because I've got 1 more to ask. But we've got Brandy.
Brandy. Yes, Brandy.
Well, I was going to say, if you hit F6, you can dull down the light on your laptop.
Oh, there you go, Carolyn. Beautiful. F6.
Hopefully it helps.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, that is better.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thanks, Brandy. That's fantastic advice. I'll remember that one.
Nice one.
One more tip on that is you take your glasses and you tip them up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it makes better presence, but then the glare isn't direct. But your vision is kind of off. But for presence, camera presence, it works because then the glare is kind of diverted off.
Yeah. Well done. Thanks, Tommy. God, this place is full of experts on video. It's great.
You can change your settings to dark mode if you can do that. And that may darken many of the things.
There you go. All right, so I've got 1 more.
Hang on, Brandy, did you have a question other than advice for Carolyn?
I did. So I take pictures of my wigs, right, while they're on the mannequin. But when it looks great on my phone, for instance, but if I upload it, it looks very pixelated. What would be your opinion there?
That's a technical thing about the settings on your camera, the definition, what sort of camera are you using? Is it just a phone camera?
Yeah, I have the Flip 5 Samsung.
Oh, okay. Well, Samsung, I use Apple. I don't know enough about those cameras but there'll be some setting that gives you a better definition of, like a high resolution is what the word I'm looking for. Higher resolution. There's probably a setting on your phone camera that gives you a higher resolution. It's like 1080 by 720 or something, rather than, the smaller resolution. So have a look at that. Have a play with that. Yeah. So, Tommy, did you have a question?
No, just the comment. Oh, the other one was, I guess, some cameras, if you have like a SLR camera, the digital cameras, some of those, this is for Sandy, some of those cameras can be connected to the computer and used as your Zoom camera.
Great. That's good.
So
Thank you.
That helps. You may not have to buy a separate webcam.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for that.
Well, I'm going to end with one question. I realise that we're a little bit over in time, but I'm going to end with a question with you, Dr. Chris. Okay, so given that we talk YouTube over here, and many of us have YouTube channels and have done videos, by any chance, do you audit videos just so that we can see what we're doing wrong so that we can improve it ourselves?
Yes, I do. That's one of the services I offer. I just audit up to 3 videos for $197. Just get on a Zoom and show me a video and we'll have a chat about it. Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Chris. That's
amazing.
You. There
Thanks,
you go.
Everyone.
Thank you for being our speaker today. Audience, thank you for participating and being part of the conversation as well.